The soldier accidentally stepped on a landmine, a dangerous touch on the soles of my feet. It made him widen his eyes in terror. It turned out that the film crew was shooting a war-themed movie. The director thought this was an extra scene added by the actor himself and didn't believe his words, but the man said he had been a soldier. This kind of sound was indeed the sound of stepping on a landmine. Then the director replayed the action just now. As a result, they really heard the sound of metal collision. At this point, everyone began to panic. Then the prop man nervously stepped forward to check. After clearing away the sand, they found that the man had really stepped on a landmine. Only then did they realize that they had accidentally entered a minefield. While everyone was shifting blame to each other, the man's emotions collapsed. His whole body couldn't help trembling. The director quickly calmed down. They used 2 wooden sticks to move his gun away. Although the man's hands were relieved, keeping one posture all the time would inevitably make his legs sore. So the director had a clever idea, found a support frame for the man, and took off his helmet to help the man relax. Soon the police arrived at the scene, but the police just took a brief look at the landmine the man stepped on. The police said they could do nothing about it. This kind of landmine could only be handled by professional military engineers. But to get the military to send engineers, the procedures were very cumbersome. The earliest would be a week later. In the end, the police were also helpless. They didn't want to meddle in other people's business. After perfunctorily saying a few words, they left. Fortunately, they were in a nearby village, found a retired veteran. Coincidentally, this veteran was a mine-clearing engineer when he was young, so the director invited the veteran over. The veteran was fully armed. After putting on his glasses and doing some research, he gave a piece of good news. The man stepped on a loose action landmine. As long as his foot didn't move, the landmine wouldn't explode. But the bad news was that no one could safely remove this landmine. Suddenly, a frightened cow ran into the minefield. The next second, everyone was stunned by the explosion. The man was even more scared, trembling all over. So his companion volunteered. He imitated the skills in the video to save the man. First, he carefully stuck a knife into the man's shoe. After the dagger successfully went through the military boot, his companion slowly pressed down with both hands. With the instability of pressure, the firing pin in the landmine also began to move. Fortunately, at the critical moment, through their cooperation, the man finally pulled out his foot. The man successfully got rid of the danger from the landmine, but his companion couldn't let go. He pressed the landmine instead of the man, but at this time, the director began to arrange for people to evacuate. The director lied that he had invited the most professional bomb disposal experts. It was too dangerous for others to stay, so he asked all people to retreat to a safe area. Finally, the director told the truth. It turned out that he hadn't invited any bomb disposal experts at all. This was a conspiracy between the director and the man, in order not to affect their future. They chose to hide the truth and abandon him. With that, the director left cruelly, leaving only the desperate man on the beach.